Good morning, guys. Welcome to our last day 5 morning message for this week. We are in Unit 4, Week 9. This is our review week. So we've spent a little bit of time reviewing different aspects of things that we have learned throughout this unit. So let's go ahead and get this last morning message for the week done. So I'm going to start off with a simple greeting today. Hello. Now, when I start to write, I really want to focus on thinking about a lot of the writing skills that are important that a lot of times we leave off, which we know that we're supposed to capitalize the first letter in a sentence and we know we're supposed to put periods, but a lot of times we forget to do those things. So I want to focus on that a lot today. When I start off, I'm going to indent, and I'm starting with a capital letter. We have been reviewing all week. Period. I finished a thought. Now I have that period, so I know I start my next one off. Today, we will review academic vocabulary. And we've talked about this a lot in our morning messages, right? So academic vocabulary. And how it can be used to make a writing sound more interesting and professional. Because a lot of times using some of that academic and technical vocabulary kind of helps the reader believe that you really know what you're talking about, that you're an expert on these things. I'm going to put a period right there because that's the end of a thought. Today we will review academic vocabulary and how it can be used to make a writing sound more interesting and professional. Remember, so now I need to start with a capital letter. Remember these are words that are not. So we've talked about contractions in the past. So instead of writing are not, I'm going to write the contraction aren't. So in order to write that, I write A-R-E in and then leave out the O, apostrophe T. So aren't a part of our everyday. So I hear two words there, so that means that is a compound word. So every day, there's not going to be a space. That's one word, even though it's two words in one. You do not put a space right there. Everyday language. All right, and then I'm going to put a punctuation mark right there. So let's go back real quick and let's look at and make sure that my writing makes sense and that I have my capitals and my periods. So we know we have this one right here. We have been reviewing all week, period, capital. Today we will review academic vocabulary and how it can be used to make a writing sound more interesting and professional, period, capital. Remember These are words that aren't a part of our everyday language. And there's my period. So I had my capitalization and my punctuation good. We see a couple of things in here, and I know that we're talking about an academic vocabulary, and there's a good example of some academic vocabulary within this writing, and it would be the word language. So that sounds better. I could have wrote, remember, these are words that aren't a part of our everyday speaking. These are words that aren't spoken every day. These are words that we don't say every day. But I used some academic language right here, and I said that they were not a part of our everyday language. So it just makes it sound a little bit more interesting and professional, which is what we're going for. There were our inflectional endings that we've been kind of really looking at this week so that we can make sure going into third grade that we don't forget to write those and add them at the end of the words when we hear them. So we have reviewing right here. Used has the ED at the end. We talked about that yesterday because the word would be use. We drop this E and add ED to make our writing. Same thing with the word write. It would be like this, but we know that we're going to drop that E and add ing. Interesting and professional. So there was a little bit of those inflectional endings in there. And we also talked about another spelling pattern that we worked on last week, which was the contractions, right? Right there, we put R not into a contraction by putting them together and putting the apostrophe in the place of the O. All right, guys, I hope y'all have a great day.